If we do have to have underground retention, my guess is it's gonna be right under here. Because what the city doesn't want is any water to get back to the streets.
And what we don't want is any water going back the
Yeah.
other way.
Yeah. We hear you loud and clear on that.
So rather than board and batten, why don't you just continue with brick, because that would fit more into the neighborhood and the complexes that you see around here, except for the loft, which is up, that's just my opinion. Sorry.
We're not necessarily against the brick. I think, we're trying to anticipate, costs is one issue, cost of the building materials. I didn't want to make this all a red brick complex. I think that would have been a little bit monotonous maybe, but I think that's a thing that we can discuss. The design right now has, on the upper floors, it cantilevers out a little bit to gain some square footage for those units.
Yeah.
So if we did do brick, we'd have to pull that back in and make it stack straight up.
So you could do that, but you could just do the batten wood and brick, and, I mean, it's not gonna look, it's gonna look fairly modern as it is with or without
Sure.
brick with the gables that you have.
Right.
But you'd have to retract those in if you went brick.
No, not the gables,
Okay.
it's this piece right here. I think you can see, we captured about 18 inches of additional space upstairs. And the idea too is to help kind of break up that sidewalk experience so it doesn't seem real flat there. William, we also have this inside, don't we? We've been kind of playing with the material choices on those pieces just to see what some of the options might be.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think that I'm interested in hearing more about an alternate option or something else, because one of the things that I think about, I think a lot of people do, as Irvington is such a long-term proposition, long-term thinkers, is what's that board and batten gonna look like in 20, 25 years when somebody hasn't been maintained?
I think it will be maintained.
Well,
Part of the,
Yes.
this will be maintained probably better than many of the residences are able to afford to maintain their houses.
The tax abatement thing ends in 10 years, right? 15, all right. So 10 years after that, what's going to look like?
One thing I can say from my experience designing apartments is that most apartment management companies, what they do definitely have is a paint crew, because they're always painting the units, turning them over. So when you do have a material that can be maintained that way, it's usually something that can constantly be updated, probably more often than a normal house would be able to be painted and polished.
Would you think of possibly hardy board, which is concrete,
Yeah.
which our house.
This is hardy board.
Oh, it is hardy board?
Yeah, this would be hardy board. The wood would be an actual real wood, but whether it's lap siding or this board and batten, it is fiber cement. Yes, but
So the battens are also fiber cement,
yes, they would be 1x3 hardy trim pieces.
and then the recessed part is wood.
Is in the batten piece, it's fiber cement also.
No.
No,
The
Yes,
brown.
brown.
that's
Yeah.
real wood.
That's just real wood.
Real wood.
Yeah, that one, okay. About hardy wood, how about hardy board there?
We can't commit to whether we can use thermally modified timber, which is kind of the new technology in wood siding. Thermally modified timber, there are 3 companies in the US that are doing it. It uses oak and ash, and it actually bakes it at a temperature for a certain period of time and turns it into a really hard, dense wood like Ipe. It loses all the moisture and the buggy properties that it normally has, and it becomes kind of an impervious exterior surface. That would be our hope to get that in this project, but because there are so few companies making it right now, we haven't successfully had it as a part of the project yet. We have a project going up in Fountain Square area, which has a stained cedar wood siding, and I think it's a pretty attractive look. There are new penetrating sealers and other products that would go on the wood to keep that clear look and not fade the wood out. So our goal would be obviously to have a consistent wood look for the lifetime of the project.
So that would be
Carpenter beads
stained
will
and
have
not
fun.
painted.
Carpenter beads will just go, see that's here. I'm just trying to think of long-term, looking good brick, hardy board in it, you know, that insects can't attack. That, you know, that's just what I'm thinking of.
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, have you done any sort of comparison on what the roof line height of this is compared to what's there now? I mean, because I live looking out over it, and I sit there every day when I brush my teeth, and I go, okay, I try to imagine, I've got these buildings out here now, what's the visual impact gonna be? And I'm fairly good at imagining things, but,
So you know how tall the adjacent building is that.
Right. so,
We're-
okay,
We're a few feet shorter than that.
2 feet, okay.
And our high point on the opposite corner is 30 feet 4 inches right now. So we're in a room that the ceiling is probably 15 feet tall, so it'd be about twice that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, I think we.
I mean, there's the one warehouse building, I don't know what it is, whatever's behind the coffee shop.
Right.
And I kind of look at the roof line of that and go, okay, that's probably 28 feet. How does that compare to what's gonna be out there
So
now?
can we look at the back and compare it to the brewery?
The existing.
Yeah, there we go, yeah, if you can turn that whole
Brewery buildings.
thing around 180 degrees. I'm just curious.
That's
Yeah,
about the
sure.
same height as the bird.
So just slightly taller than the brewer.
Well, at the peak, I mean, generally, I think you won't perceive it that way.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not as, you know, those are block buildings, so they feel kind of tall.
Yeah, I understand.
We have people in here, William, could you turn those on?
Yeah.
Like, go to the front. Sometimes getting a human scale person in there helps you to see what that looks like.
Magic people.
Take it
So
back
it's
to
not a
the-
whole lot taller than the high point of what Black Acre's in right now.
Right.
Roof on that thing's up.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's.
They are a little taller than your average floor to floor. I mean, I imagine most of the houses around the neighborhood have probably 9-foot ceilings. These inside will be a little bit taller, but we have to, commercial space usually wants to see 14 feet clear, which is tall, which is kind of like what we have maybe to the white barn.
And I'm sorry, what did you say your max height was? 34?
30 feet 4 inches to
30
the
feet,
top
4
corner.
inches. Okay, because that's
It's not
about what
it's not
Team
terribly
Bar
tall.
House is, so.
The nice thing about a two-story
Okay,
wall
gives me a good
is
idea.
that the floor-to-floor height is only 16 to 18 inches deep. So we can still get a 12-foot ceiling in commercial space with a pretty narrow structure, and then it doesn't have to get really tall. Yes, sir.
Apologize, I can't hear you too well. Apologize if this question's been asked, so I have a two-part question. Portions where the peaked roofs are those townhouses, or are those two flats, or are those single-floor apartments?
Those are two flats, so the ground floor apartments will have an entrance door in the corridor of the apartment building, and they will have a front entrance door also.
Okay,
And then above them is a separate unit.
okay. So the ones that have the external entrance, I believe your zoning may allow this, but I don't know, they don't look like they're designed for that. Would they be capable for live workspaces similar to where Goose is at 25th and Delaware?
So that's a particular zoning designation. My answer would be yes, I think you could do that, but it's not going to be zoned as a live work.
Right, that's a C3C or the MU2 now, but
That's
where you have both the combination in this specific instance with the housing and the commercial uses, if they meet the commercial uses,
Right.
that could
And
be
we
a
do-
different interpretation.
So just to the left there, you see there's another glass overhead door. That's actually an apartment unit. So we did want to keep a few kind of interesting units, just in case maybe there's an artist, and although we'll move the plants out from in front of them, but who wants to have like an opening on a Friday night or something, that they could actually open that, and that would serve both as their living room, but maybe a space to hang some artwork or something. So in the loft concept, I think that we want to embrace ideas like that and have the building be a little more fun and diverse, but technically, we're not a live-work use.
Is that just the bottom frontage or is that also around the side?
Just the bottom, really. I mean, I think that we do have doors around the back as well.
I meant, is
Everything-
that only on Bona, or is that on the side too?
Those have entrance doors as well. Really that one, what we did is we sort of we made more space between the townhomes and the commercial piece. So this area where you enter the lofts, we wanted, rather than putting another gable there, to just have kind of maybe some more interesting units there. We haven't gotten into all the details of how the interior units are gonna work. But I think even the upstairs units on the commercial piece, which those are all apartments up above, which will all have balconies, will be very interesting units. They'll have tall ceilings as well, with the outdoor space. Yes, ma'am.
So, is this project dependent on the tax credits, or can you move ahead with it if you don't end up getting the tax credits?
I'll pass that to the developers.
Jared, yeah, I mean, we can move forward without the tax credits. I think we've tried to say in prior meetings that that's our most favorable option because it gives us the most money to spend on finishes. So that's what we would prefer, but we're approaching it as if we have to have Plan B and Plan C, and so, yeah, in theory, we can move forward without the tax credits.
So this is Plan A with the tax credits. What does Plan B look like without the tax credits?
It's a great question.
Okay. We're not there yet.
So this would all change if you don't get the tax credits. Is that right?
I wouldn't say it would all change.
There won't be fiber cement for it.
Well, we don't know. You know, I mean, we still,
It
even
could
without
change,
tax credits.
is that the answer? It could change then?
Yeah, it
It
could
won't be
change.
aluminum siding or vinyl siding. If the fiber cement board is the least probably expensive material that it would be. We really don't do any commercial projects at this level that don't, at the very least, have fiber cement.
In the back.
What's the date of the award for tax credits?
27.
I'm sorry?
February
27th.
So we're gonna ask the Indianapolis Historic Preservation Society to vote on this one way or another before you know if you're gonna have the tax credits, which is gonna impact the way this building is gonna look.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
So how can they approve something when you don't even know if you're gonna get credit? How can the IHPC even approve?
Which is gonna impact the,
So if there's any change to design, you have to go back to the commission. So if there's anything, a substantial change of any kind, it has to go back to the commission.
Well, they'll rubber stamp anything. Are you gonna come back to us
They will
and
not
say,
understand.
They will not understand.
are you gonna come back to us if you don't get the tax credits and say,
Yes,
whoops, it looks like we have to make
yes.
major redesigns of all this? You'll be coming back to us.
And again, sorry about that, I know where they're coming from. The co group, the Black Acre group made a lot of promises and didn't do any of them. So, you know, getting approvals prior to everything planned is kind of putting a little guesswork in it again.
Sure.
A lot of guesswork in it, and we've been burnt once, so, you know. It just makes no sense to approve until you know exactly where you're at.
It actually does, from our perspective, and knowing the risk that these guys will have to pay to go back to IHPC again if it does have to change. We're confident in the design, and we're hopeful about the tax credits. And yes, if it does change dramatically, it only makes sense for us to come back and present to you again, because the last thing we want is 50 people showing up at an IHPC hearing who have beef with something and haven't seen it.